Accelerating. Hup. Yeah. Yup. I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will...
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a...
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait.
Ooh, everything looks so good.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the...
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone.
Yeah. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
Oh, true. Very true.
Huh? Paimon didn't mean that you had to... Speaking of cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this is...
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we...
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person...
Right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous...
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking!
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability. It's just that a different perspective is required. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking, which is exactly why the Spina di Rosule, those highfalutin folk, are not all-knowing. That's why we exist. To seep into the cracks where filth falls through, where their watch fails them. That's the kind of problems we solve.
Seems Paimon thought things were simple.
It's all right. Well, this was supposed to be a farewell meal, so I doubt you have further interest in this business, right? Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended.
I see. So, your primary objective, which is... I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina. I suspect...
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and that it'll be tough getting any of her time.
Well, would you consider some more,
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full...
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play. Don't you think?
Could you suggest something a little more practical? This plan seems pretty hard to pull off.
All right, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed, then wake her up in the dead of night and demand answer. I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do...
That might work, but that's not really the problem.
Valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just thinking about leveraging a person's desire for sleep. All right, no more joking around. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. false accusation she had nearly upheld personally.
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse? Oh, that does make some sense. Why don't we give it a try after this meal? You know.
Huh? Paimon, did you drink my...
Was this your drink? Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really...
No, it's fine. We're just about...
Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky.
Is that so? Huh. Well, if we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
Yeah, we're stuffed. Thanks for the treat now. Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore. Nah, that would be so...
Okay. As for expenses...
Hey, Navia! What are you doing over there?
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydra...
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome. In any case, I wish you smooth...
See ya!
Accelerating.
There aren't many people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
Vache.
Looks like we're back here at... Huh? Traveler? That's kind of...
Vache? Vache.
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water. Huh? Hang on. Hey, Traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
Vache, are you... my dear Vache? No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Wait. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten? Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water, and then all grew dim. I also remember going to many places. I loved... No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me, and I also loved him. But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such... No! Our reunion no longer has any meaning. The thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. Perhaps that is so, as I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness. If only I could have comforted him, told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, is that what you call it? Dissolving. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless heat. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they... I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to go, I think. Farewell, then. I am glad that you were able to sense my presence.
Wake up! Come on, hurry! Navi is outnumbered!
Demoiselle, look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex. Chlorand? Quick, now's our chance! I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Chlorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to
I followed you. It seemed to me that
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalk.
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust.
Do not speak up.
Sorry, Demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid
Sorry, I did not
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion?
I doubt I know much more than you. But I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearance. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long. And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with a Mizong.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities to... I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not...
I will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to... Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clorand.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop...
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorand was being sincere with you.
I know, I just... She's...
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were... Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us! Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for... As such, we're still partners.
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's...
If it were me, I would have joined these.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You...
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed?
Yes. All thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
How did...
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said. That the Fanta tasted kinda salty and icky. Fanta only comes in sweet flavors. So how could it have tasted salty? The cup...
So the Fanta had been spiked with water for...
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of.
Huh? Really?
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate. But whoever did this left no... That's when I figured out that you might be in danger, and...
But why would they go after us, too? All we did was defend Linny in court and help...
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you
Well, it can't be coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. She said that she... Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too! But it was real faint. Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used?
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
New intel? While you were out...
Well, let's hear it, shall we? Oh, that it? Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene. But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. Oh, you mean you'll help?
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easy.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange a We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely...
Ad Astra. It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone...
Very good. But let's...
I shall find rooms for our respected guest.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's...
Accelerating.
This is your big...
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we...
Well, our funds have... After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of...
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago.
Your father... He was the...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me...
No. I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfake. 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor, instead of standing trial.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, 3 years later, I still don't understand. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself. The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case.
So that's why you're so determined to get...
That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in. But, however, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, I must know what really happened. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me. And now, here I am investigating his death.
Demoiselle, please. If there is...
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom I respect. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence...
Wait! If Callus was such a good man...
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they...
But how could... never mind. If Callus...
There is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the duel.
Oh! Her? Well, then... Isn't... Yeah... That's not the sort of thing...
Miss Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but... See, there was only a...
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but...
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel.
Afterward, Miss Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety. Yes, that is our understanding.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to... All right, anyway. That's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end. Thanks. You two should go and rest.
Yeah.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you rest soundly.
So, huh? Navia? Where did the other two?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back. But never mind that. When did you get...
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some
Wait, so you didn't...
How could I after having such
Guess Paimon wasn't...
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle.
Does that mean...
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find and that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed... If the Oceanette you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to
So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case files? Whew. In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we?
No, it's nothing. LA is right up ahead. Come on.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently... This place does look pretty heavily guarded.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't...
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy, so please...
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great...
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Thanks so much.
Please come in.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Neuvillette. We only like to...
It's all right. Please let me know how...
So you're not mad at...
We're looking for a man called Vacher. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find...
Ah, I see. In that case, please...
Who knew that Neuvillette would be so easy to talk to?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vacher has been involved in any case, criminal or civil. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Traveler, what if it was really just...
Is that so? All right, then. Thank you so much.
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man.
And what are you trying to say? Miss... Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring,
I pushed through the guards. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed... In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to... If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die, despised and hated by all? Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all... It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already... My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Navia, are you okay?
I'm fine.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active traffic.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder...
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait.
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into... Yeah! And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the...
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom...
Yeah! We're gonna make progress for sure.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later? Great. Let's go then.
Whoa! What a huge ship!
There's no need to be so surprised. Well, my father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we occasion. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula. Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the soup. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for her...
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. Accelerating. Maloose, we're back!
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partner. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What...
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You still remember, right, Maloose?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call impossible murder.
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called at a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention—
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain if you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability. And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes. As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor. Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers. The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing. That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. But then,
Huh? How did that happen?
sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any. Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important. Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, we all just thought. But, considering it now, it's almost certain that. You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. I think this third person is. On that note, however, even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as your and your our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal. Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed. There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told. Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, what was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely. Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my. I've never accepted that. Ever. No, I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake.
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly.
So you do know something else, Maloose?
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the. But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, demoiselle.
What?
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed, and the serial disappearances case. 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating, but as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victims.
Right, so nobody would be able to get off.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful were still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way... But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. And Malus, what was the key evidence that he
It's the location where synth is produced. Essentially, when he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found. But if you want to use it against the enemy...
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go...
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization that's been in... There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. We also have no idea what kind of evidence we may be able... But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a form... The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed.
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine Authority?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no...
That's true. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with a disappeared...
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this.
I am the butler, after all. I live, but I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake.
Thank you for all of that, Malus.
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosul. When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the... If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, after several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, the first is Florent, Spina di Rosula's...
Huh?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means, thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture. There's someone else like him, too. Marcel.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild in Poisson. Boss helped it to grow to... In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're...
So, they're like a sister organization of...
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, it's a bit difficult to imagine some...
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between... Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities. Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he...
I see. These? To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most.
If you want to investigate them, please take...
Of course. And...
You're too kind, my lady. I'm just doing my duty. And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame. After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in... If it might help, you could also pay them a visit.
Aw, thank you so much, Malus.
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work together to uncover the truth.
It is settled, then. Please excuse me, and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Thank you for arranging everything.
Excuse me, miss.
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of mora and...
But Aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain.
You don't understand it.
I didn't know how to face you. Because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a I know. Only the full truth could bring—
I'm sorry. I appreciate the On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have...
Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't.
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never... He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest... So when Mr. Callus came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost... He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out.
They found out about his—
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of— I don't know that for sure, but you could say— Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callus had always taken great— Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense.
But Mama, why is Papa still— Papa always wanted to be a good man, so why—
Well, things aren't always as they seem.
Yeah, Papa was a really—
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword, he must have done—
Oh.
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth.
Thank you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is...
You really think so? That's the first time anyone said that to me.
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Florent should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House?
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it.
It also reminded me, on the day after my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like we should— Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get... My first reaction was that Mr. Callus's life was in danger. So, I grabbed my... But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callus was standing over it.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone. Reason being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't... About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a 3rd person there who was turned into water?
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an... The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques. Or a 3rd...
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with the... But hold on. If that's what had happened, he didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine. Did he lose all faith in the court?
About that, Malouse told me a thing or two. So I'll tell you everything.
I understand. Then, And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callus the Unfaithful. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus. Even after so many... But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula. No matter what others might say.
Don't worry. I will definitely find the truth. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well. Hey, Thierry! It's me!
Oh, now, what brings you here?
Oh, so you've got...
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back?
I mean, where I work is really up. Callus did a fantastic job running the town. Buildings, it would be next to impossible for me to find. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these...
Ah, yes. These two... What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and...
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved. If you want to go through the original...
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you.
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly... Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to...
Well, you see, just recently... So... if you, hypothetically, wanted to do something...
Then you think too highly of my abilities. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of... So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely... They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though...
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, well, thank you for the vote of... Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find...
Hello. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know?
Sure. I will let him know right away.
Ah, Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as...
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the Opera House.
Yes, I've never seen anything...
Oh, you were at the Opera House?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over...
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the top...
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact...
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case.
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof.
Oh, and what makes...
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get... If not for the vigilance of my partner, I'd probably...
Oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly. But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain safe. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie...
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry. The confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so then I heard the sound of a gunshot.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever... All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support.
Accelerating.
We've talked to all 3 suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find... Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
But where should we start? Ah, you're right! Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had... If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder.
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back... Makes sense. But without evidence that... Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamek, it's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of...
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardameks? Uncle Marcel? My father... And with funds from the confrérie, he could also... It's still really hard for me to imagine, though. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to... Thierry, you say? But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha.
Yeah, had he actually tampered with the mecha? If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when it...
Florent? It is true that he... But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a...
Exactly. He can't. And... who could it be? You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Mark...
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when...
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. When he laid out the suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate him. Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Mars.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes, Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extreme. We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging.
Navia, here you are. Oh,
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guard?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial.
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's the...
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called...
What? Is that...
Yeah, we know him.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the series.
Wait, how? None of our...
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away. If the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to it.
Right. Because they'll think they've already found the culprit.
Yeah. And it'll be a lot harder then to clear...
I understand. Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Just as expected of my... Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit... You're right. This is our best opportunity. All right then. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time.
We'll help you, just like you have...
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver. When did you two get here?
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that it's our hope that your confidence will be bolstered.
Thank you so much. Then, let's make haste for Irenaeus.
See you then! Now that Navia has set out for Irenaeus, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over. Huh. According to Malus's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance. Finally found it! Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the... Ah, you're right. An important... Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall...
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to... In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going... In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again.
That case had nothing to do with him! Huh? What's going on? Why is she interjecting?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your... But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with...
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointlessly... We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge... And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default. Correct?
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten... So, Your Honor, Is there nothing else?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières!
Huh? What confrérie? Never.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this...
Yes.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away. Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago. Only through elucidating what really happened in that...
Navia, do you really think that I was... Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and... If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm struggling to remember some details of that case.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed. These are the known facts about the case.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even... in truth, the third person shot Jacques. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guards conclude. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the ability... The testimony of the victim. However, unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility. This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus. A pile of clothing was found at the scene. But now, it is... Since it was... Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve...
Ah, so that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial—
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and—
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal.
Ah, but I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things. One, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home!
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes, again, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around—
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself?
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things— The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important— My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no— What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic—
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next top.
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only— Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter, but what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect— Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice? But by staying silent, we retain the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, and once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house—
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent— I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about—
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callus was intending to die?
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonor. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some— Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended—
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of—
Wait, weren't they just talking about this—
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, and at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they... Coincidentally, Marcel attended...
So that's why you suspected me. Even after... I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's what...
No need to appeal to pain.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person... On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely Know
what you can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations, until... Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell...
It's timing. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high... In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business... But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Font...
I do apologize, demoiselle.
No, it's not your fault.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the
Seems like she got the wrong... At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely...
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes? And he wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his...
This isn't just about me. And the biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you. And whose image? Is it a man named... Oh, so you do know...
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone...
I was waiting for you.
Accelerating. Defensive mode engaged.
Propagate! Nice and spicy!
Preparing for dust-up.
Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place. Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up. closer to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Accelerating. Cleanup sequence initiated.
Rain outlines your fate.
Defensive mode engaged.
Terminate!
Annihilation mode.
Eat this!
Insulation chamber deployed.
Now the path is clear! Let's go!
Defensive mode engaged.
No, my sword! Scatter! Rain cutter!
Boba, get them!
Insulation chamber deployed. Preparing for dust up. Defensive mode engaged.
Propagate! After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum. Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here. That's right. Then let's hurry. What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with... Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? And then they were turned into water. And all the boxes of things, these names. over here, and it's full of water. That means this is where they make all the synth. And that's special. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth. But the pure stuff can dissolve a human. Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence. Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eye. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him. Yep, it's about findings. This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have no... The old dog's a real menace to deal with. He can act whenever he wants to make our... I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusion. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimen... Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that... How can someone write something that terrible? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why he did all of these Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! Vache was No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water? In any case, Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea. Mixing in progress. Ready? Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's super. We've looked at almost everything here and Yeah, we haven't found anything that No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find anything. That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit. Sure thing. Paimon won't... You take that side and Paimon will take this side. Check every... Nothing at all! And Paimon can't even find snacks either! Whoa, really? Let Paimon see! Vinier. Isn't that Vache's lover's name? Then you found her dead? Aw. It's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. So many! A whole page's worth! The final name she decided... Marcel! Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Hey! Paimon's still...
And whose image do you see? Is it a man named...
Huh.
Oh, so you...
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say...
I was waiting...
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner. I just...
Just how often do you intend to
It's all right, Monsieur Neuvillette. Given their confidence... But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vacher.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair, and we already know after your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of... You even created Marcel as a new identity, and destroyed all records of your past...
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you... You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to... So, you never noticed how he changed.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will...
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this? Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vinier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, don't you? Ha! You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice. Venier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes. But I'm not from this blasted place. So I can't be...
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve. Can't dissolve. Do you all see? I can't go. I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what should... I did all of that. And in the end, that occurred. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the...
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! Venier, please, Venier, don't think badly of me.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charge is...
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that...
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and... During an underwater expedition, Venier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Venier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murderer And just recently, Vache attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of this. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vache. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearance. The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, guilty.
Guards! Take Vache.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a
Yippee! He's hurt so many innocent people. Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were absolute.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come.
Yeah. See, Papa? Spinaci.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, passed wrong. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way,
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None of this has any—
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be—
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been—
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right?
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has— The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to— We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse— Guilty.
What?
Hey! That's not funny! What's with this verdict? Is your justice—
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice—
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it should—
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal is by law. Guards, please take the suspect.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Hey, Monsieur Novelette, what's going on?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the— all I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing. I don't know what happened there either.
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either? But that's impossible. Didn't she?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random mishap? Don't tell me. You thought even I had been blind.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place, including and, of course, for every performance there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blind to everything he's done. Not to mention the danger he poses are beyond ordinary comprehension. All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of the Oratrice's verdict. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo!
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock?
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea. However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect...
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him. After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff. So...
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Marcel! What are you doing?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge.
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear that? I erased all records of that name.
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? The Fountain of Lucine? Then... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like...
Paimon agrees. What?
This request, is it worth as much to you?
Of course! Wait, no, it's worth...
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just as... Very well.
Your Honor,
I will go with him. You do not need to...
In that case...
Thank you!
Stories here never have a happy ending.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just...
Vache!
Ah!
Yes, that's it! So...
Vinier, it's me!
Vache?
I'm here! I'm here! Where are you, Vinier?
Hey, wait! Be careful!
Vinier, is that you? It's me,
Vache? Why did you come? You look a lot old.
It's been more than 20 years. I've all this time. Only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my... Vinier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live...
But Vache, if you ask me... If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably be... If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts and my... If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. It's all because of your selfishness.
You... Wait, you are not Vinier...
You're right. I am not... Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals. I'm Cressy. I'm the only one I am not.
Why? But then...
She doesn't want to see you anymore. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our future. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? You are a liar. A heartless murderer. The only thing you are not is Vinier's belief. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vinier's, she has had nothing but pure...
No! Yeah! She can't hate me.
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the... But on top of that, she also said that because... She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no...
Vache.
Vache? 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 Drown.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Huh. Well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselles.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days. Paimon's already started to miss you.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work.
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days.
It's just been one thing after the other. I've been making Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and even...
So his name's definitely been cleared now.
It's been the dearest wish of demoiselle.
That blasted stubborn fool. I was right to put my faith in him. Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left. Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there.
Huh? So you know Charlotte too?
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, I believe the story was called The True To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial.
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been super interested in...
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both...
Now that's another thing to look forward to.
Oh, and in other news...
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vache's headquarters, it was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward.
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clarend wasn't actually a bad...
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly begin... Oh, actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened. And on top of that, just how much...
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want to go too! We also think Callus is a...
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without...
And in that case, everyone, let's be off.
Yeah, you're right. It's been rain... This is where my father's grave is.
Huh? There's someone there already.
Hmm?
Isn't that Nervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I wanted to show my father how much I've grown. But still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize.
In that case, I will stop
You really could use some pointers on that. In any case.
Well, ever since that day, I've been... There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to... Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. That they could rebel against their... Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important. But Mr. Callus proved me utterly and decisive, if not for his sacrifice. The serial disappearance. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say a justice that's higher than... So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for... That high and mighty chair in the opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work.
So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my...
Didn't I just say you don't...
Ah, so Navia and Nervalette. Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after the... Paimon's never paid respects at some... Huh? Oh, Paimon didn't know that was a thing? Oh no. Paimon hopes Miss Navia won't be too... Anyway, Nervalette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so...
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to...
We ran into Navia on the streets to...
I see, I see.
Well, it's pretty.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure. Your sibling, another blonde-haired traveler. If he ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure he followed our laws to the letter. Is there anything else? That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne. Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
That's right! It was Linny that told us back then!
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Arch.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon?
2 parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should... Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite... If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the
But with Farina being the way she...
Is there anything else you'd like?
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as...
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive... There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature... Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea.
Huh. So it really was where everything began.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists. What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Nerva.
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly... To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this. Is there anything else? My apologies. My investigation. However, I still believe the judgment of the
Huh? But you also said...
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses... Which is all to say, I have been prepared for a situation like this.
Huh. So when Linny told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed... While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that if we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest.
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with you.
Is there anything else you'd like to add? Very well. It was my honor to provide. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon...
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock.
All right, you... Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.